You've probably seen all the hype around Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, those miracle weight loss drugs everyone's talking about. And if you're a woman in midlife and you've been battling stubborn weight, exhaustion, or those all too familiar cravings that just seem to run the show, I get it. It's tempting. But before you jump on the train, I just want to share the side effects of GLP-1 drugs that most people aren't talking about, the side I see every day in my functional medicine practice. Because for many women, these drugs don't solve the problem, they just silence the body's cry for help. Hi, I'm Claudine Francois, functional medicine practitioner and author of Your Midlife Body Code. And today I'm breaking down what your body is really trying to tell you. So if you want to know exactly where your body is most out of balance, take my free midlife body quiz with the link below. Now for GLP-1, let's start with the basics. GLP-1 stands for glucagon-like peptide 1. It's actually a hormone your gut naturally releases when you eat, and its job is to regulate blood sugar, slow digestion, and tell your brain, hey, I'm full. Now, drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy mimic that hormone. They basically turn up your fullness signal and slow down how quickly food leaves your stomach. So you eat less, you feel full longer, and that constant food noise, that chatter in your brain that's always like, what are we eating next? It goes quiet. So that sounds helpful, right? And for some people, it can be in the short term. But here's where things start to go wrong, especially for women in perimenopause and menopause, when our hormones, metabolism, and muscle mass are already changing. Now, according to a Lancet study published in June of 2024, up to 60% of the weight people lose on the GLP-1 drugs isn't fat, it's muscle. Let that sink in. Because in midlife, muscle is your metabolism. It's what helps you burn the calories, balance blood sugar, keep your bones strong, and maintain healthy hormones. So when you lose muscle, you're actually slowing down the very system that helps you feel vibrant and energized. Now, add to that the fact that these drugs slow digestion on purpose, and it means that if you're already dealing with bloating, constipation, reflux, or gut issues, they often get worse. And studies have also shown changes in mood and motivation. So things like lower libido, brain fog, shifts in dopamine and serotonin, right? Those same neurotransmitters that help you feel calm and focused and joyful. So if you already have ADHD, anxiety, or low mood, you can probably imagine how well that goes, right? Let me share with you a quick story. So one of my clients, we'll call her Maya, she came to me after being on a GLP-1 medication. She had lost weight, yes, but she had also lost a lot of muscle. She was exhausted all the time, her focus was shot, and her labs showed iron anemia and early signs of insulin resistance. Her doctor diagnosed ADHD and added another prescription. She still didn't feel any better. When we looked deeper through functional medicine lab testing, we found the real issue. Her thyroid wasn't just sluggish, it was under attack. She actually had Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune condition where the immune system starts attacking the thyroid. Now, once we addressed why her thyroid had turned on itself, things like gut imbalances, liver congestion, chronic stress, everything shifted. Her energy came back, her brain fog lifted, and with her doctor's supervision, she was able to come off of several medications. That's what happens when you stop treating the symptom and start repairing the foundation. So if you're listening to this thinking, okay, but I am struggling with cravings and weight, here's what you can start doing instead. First, rebuild before you restrict. If your nervous system, gut, and hormones are already depleted, appetite suppression is it's like trying to run a marathon on an empty tank. You've got to refuel, right? You have to have real food, minerals, sleep, and nervous system support. Second, you want to understand your cravings because they're not a lack of willpower. They're actually biology. Inside the gut are what I call cookie monsters. They're the bacteria that thrive on sugar and processed foods. And the kale goblins. Those are the good bacteria that we really love, right? They love nutrient-dense foods. So when you feed the cookie monsters, they're screaming to your brain, we want more cookies. But when you feed the kale goblins, they start asking for greens, protein, and fiber instead. And it only takes about 2 weeks of consistently eating well to shift that balance and change your cravings for real. Okay, third, you want to protect your muscle. So aim for about 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal 3 times a day. You may have heard people say that that's roughly 0.8 grams per pound of your ideal body weight. And you also want to strength train at least twice a week. It's one of the most powerful tools for hormone and blood sugar balance during midlife. I'm telling you, this is for real. And fourth, support your body's own GLP-1 system naturally. So you can do that by eating fiber-rich foods, getting movement after meals, and prioritizing sleep. If you're having trouble sleeping, see last week's video because I talked about how to get a better night's sleep. But even small things like walking after dinner or adding berries and greens, those help your body regulate appetite and metabolism on its own. So your body isn't broken, it's communicating. Every craving, every energy dip or weight change is actually data. It is data. And when you learn to decode those signals and realign what's off, whether it's your gut, your hormones, your metabolism, you'll get the same results everyone's chasing with the GLP-1s, only this time they will last and you won't have all those negative consequences that we talked about. So if this resonated, I just released a full blog post that breaks this down in detail, how these drugs really work, what the studies show, and how to protect your thyroid, your muscle, and your energy if you're already using one. So the blog link is below. And if you're ready to find out what's really driving your symptoms, take my free midlife body code quiz to see where your body needs the most support. That quiz link is also below. If you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe, and share it with another midlife woman who's tired of quick fixes and ready to understand her body again. Because the goal isn't to quiet your symptoms, it's to finally hear what your body has been trying to tell you. Sending you lots of love.